The NBA All-Star Weekend was a disaster. And this was really the first year it was awful. People complain every year, but this was the only real time I remember where it's just bad. So leave a like and subscribe. We're going to give some ideas and also talk about how bad the All-Star Weekend was. So here's how to solve the All-Star game. We could change this to weekend. First let's go over some pros real quick. The pros, I don't know. Celebrity game was fine. Drewski and Kai Cenat playing, that was kind of funny. It's really not supposed to be much because it's a celebrity game. Who cares? Rising Stars. I really like that format. It was very fun, and the G League team actually ended up beating a really stacked Rising Stars team. I would have appreciated if they made more Rising Stars play in it. Like, I don't know, you could force Wemby to go in there. Like, there's no such thing as being too good for it, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Dunk contest. It was pretty fun. Mac McClung actually had some competition this time. He still very much deserved to win. It's mostly only Spurs fans saying that Stephon Castle was robbed. Stephon Castle did great. He had great dunks. And it was actually entertaining watching the back and forth instead of just Mac McClung show. 3-point contest. It's kind of just always good. This one was close again. It came down to the last shot from Buddy Hield. But yeah, it's pretty hard to make the 3-point contest bad. Unless you just like get the worst shooters out there. But it was pretty good. And cons, because that's about all the pros. Cons. There's too many goddamn commercials and breaks. That event was like 3 hours. The game, the All-Star game, it was 3 hours long. It does not need to be that if you're not going to play the whole time. They only had 33 minutes of actual basketball. It was awful. And it was boring. And the players weren't even into it. The format, it looked like it was working. The players looked like they were giving more effort than they usually do. But then after that break, like, nobody wanted to play anymore. Nobody. Too many influencers. And by that, I mean, I don't. You know what? No, it's not even too many influencers. Mr. Beast, why was he there? He doesn't even do basketball content. Why was he there? It could have been the NBA giving money. It doesn't have to be Mr. Beast giving money. $100,000. He didn't even want the kid to win. Dame wanted him to win more than Mr. Beast did. Like, obviously, like, Dame is kind of letting the kid get more chances because he could just donate 100,000 of his own money. Like, he doesn't need it. That kid, that's kind of life-changing money for a teenager. You could have done this with NBA YouTubers. Or 2K YouTubers. You had Jesser, who apparently makes like kind of NBA content now. I haven't watched him since 2018. So I wouldn't know. But you had him representing. Why couldn't you get another NBA guy to represent? You went and got Mr. Beast. doesn't even make any sense. Another thing, Kevin Hart. He did not bring his best stuff. I do think he's funny. He was not really great in this event because, like, dude, I'm trying to watch basketball. Just shut up. Let me watch basketball. And that's the biggest issue. That's the biggest issue. Shaq kept talking about Bol for some reason. It was stupid. I don't know why. Ernie is the only one I'm fine with. All three of those guys, they were giving themselves a ceremony because they're not going to be with TNT. They're going to stay together. It's just going to be on ESPN or whatever. There's no need to stop the game when it's 11-1. The vibe was, okay, freaking Curry's team is coming out to a hot start, but you know what? That's fine. At least the other team looked like they were still trying. After the break, nobody was trying anymore. Nobody. And that's another thing. You guys need to stop caring about how hard these players try. And if you're saying the All-Star game used to be so much better, it was always players not really trying until the last quarter if it was close. We only had 2 bad All-Star games. This past year and the year before. And Adam Silver felt like, oh, we need a change. What was it? LeBron hit a game-winning shot in a close one in 2021, I think? 2022? The 2020 game was phenomenal. You can't get players trying like that all the time because, sorry, you can't just go around killing NBA legends. They were not trying because of charity. They were trying because they wanted to honor Kobe. That's why. The All-Star game was never meant to... I don't know who came up with the idea that, oh, it's supposed to be the greatest pickup game of all time. No, it's not. This is a player's break. And you're asking them to, like, give it their all in, like, basically their vacation. They're competitive, so if it's close and they have a chance to win, of course they're going to try more. That's how it's always been. And back then, you could try for longer periods of time because there was way less risk of injuries. The way the players nowadays, how their bodies are required to move on defense and offense, extending across like the whole court, that's the reason they need time to rest more now. And that's the reason why we have these freak injuries. There's more ACL, Achilles tears now. Because you're extending your body to its absolute limit. This is supposed to be a week-long break for them, and you're asking them to, hey, you should be diving on that court. Treat it like a playoff game. For what? Back then, I don't know if there was prize money or not, but it was a lot of money to people back then. Nowadays, these stars, they make so much money now that, like, bribing them with $1 million, that's not going to do anything. They don't care. And it's fine. And football, they know, like, hey, the game is kind of a joke. It's kind of gimmicky. So they play into it. You're not expecting them to go 110%. The only All-Star game the players could actually, like, really try in is baseball. Because it's the least amount of risk of injuries. Like, if you get injured in baseball, then it's just bad timing, pretty much. Or it was a freak accident. So, I shouldn't speak for hockey. I don't watch enough hockey or know what their All-Star game is. But it's, I don't know. Like, you can't force the players to try. Now, Wemby was trying very hard. Kyrie was trying pretty hard. And if you get more guys like that to try, then it gets contagious. Everyone's gonna want to try. So you can't control that part. This tournament, the tournament style is fine, kind of. I would prefer they just go back to what it was, even just last year or 2 years ago or whatever. Whatever. When they had players drafting the teams, that was fun. But dude, I don't. Why? Why is it so important that this has to be very, very entertaining? It's supposed to be fun and gimmicky. That's what All Star Weekends is. That's why I always watch the All Star Saturday Night, because players are trying in that. They I watched maybe a few All Star games. I tune in every once in a while. I've never looked at it as this needs to be important. It doesn't. It really doesn't. But that tangent aside, NBA on TNT, inside the NBA. I was sad when they were possibly gonna get canceled or whatever. But this whole past season, it's very apparent they do not watch basketball. And it's getting annoying because when I have to hear more casuals or people in my life bring up those talking points saying, "Oh, Shaq or Charles Barkley said this," and it's the dumbest take I've ever heard, and I try to explain to them why it's dumb, and then they're all like, "Oh, you wouldn't tell them that to their face," or, "Oh, they played in the NBA, not you. Why are you?" They don't watch basketball, dude. They hate on the Lakers so much they didn't even know they were the fourth seed or the fifth seed in the West. They thought they were near 10th when they got Luka. They hate him so much that the second Anthony Davis gets traded, all of a sudden, oh, he's so great. 3 days ago, he was calling him day-to-day Davis. Inside the NBA is one of the biggest problems with the NBA today. It's the presentation. The product itself is fine. But you have these guys getting on and bad-mouthing the NBA to try to boost their own past careers. You should be elevating it. You don't see many legends that do that. Allen Iverson does that. I've seen Kevin Garnett do that. Get more of those guys on TV. We don't need these idiots who don't even watch basketball coming on and telling a casual listener about stuff. And what was it? Draymond Green. Nobody likes him. And he comes on bad-mouthing the game before it even starts. It hasn't even started yet, and he's already all like, "Oh, this format sucks. Why are the Rising Stars getting to play?" They're not getting the All-Star award, dude. They're just playing because players aren't trying. They're banking on the fact that the ego is gonna help them try. Oh, I can't let this young guy beat me. And it was working. The Rising Stars were making the OGs sweat. The biggest problem this weekend was TNT's presentation. It was god-awful. And I pray that NBC or Amazon or whoever does this next year is going to be 10 times better. And let's see. This man has done two good things for the game of basketball. Banned Donald Sterling. That was his first thing. And the NBA bubble. What has this guy done? What has he done? The presentation from back in the day was so much better. That's why people have so much nostalgia from back then. Even though the quality of play was worse. It's how it was presented. You're letting your biggest talk show about the NBA just be three old guys badmouth your product on a nightly basis. You're letting ESPN badmouth your product on a nightly basis. What's wrong with you? And your thoughts to fix everything is a tournament. Can you just leave the tournaments alone, man? No, we do not need a 1v1 tournament. It's going to be like the dunk contest, where the big names aren't going to want to do it because they don't want to get embarrassed. Also, the dunk contest, who cares about the stars? The stars never did the dunk contest. Very rarely did they. Kobe did it before he was a star. Dwight Howard was a star, I guess, when he did it. Way back in like the 80s. When there were only like 20 good NBA players. That's when the stars did it. The stars nowadays, like, why do you want the stars nowadays to, if they're not creative enough? Anthony Edwards has already said he's not going to do it because most of his dunks are power and he can't really do flashy dunks. So why do you want him to do it? Same thing with like Ja Morant. He's going to have to practice these dunks, and the cool dunks are always dangerous, like the one Mac McClung did over the car. If he was a real NBA player and like an NBA star, they would not let him practice that because they need him for the season. No, we do not need stars in the dunk contest. It doesn't matter. Just let the players have fun. As long as the players are having fun, then it's going to be remembered more fondly. Also, the commentating during the dunk contest is so awful. Kenny Smith is one of the worst commentators there are. He's awful. He's been clip farming that and clinging on to dear life that it's over, ladies and gentlemen, from Vince Carter. Also, Vince Carter did not need a tribute for that dunk. Every NBA fan has seen that a billion times. And they were showing it throughout the whole night. So why do we need that as an intro? Are you kidding me? I don't have much faith that things will change, because most of the issues are presentation and all the breaks for commercials and advertisement. Adam Silver doesn't care about basketball. He just cares about getting money. The owners don't care because they're still getting paid. So that aspect of it is probably not going to change. All the commercial breaks and stuff, that would help benefit the product. There just being less commercial breaks. Also, Adam Silver's ideas to fix the NBA are so stupid. 3-point shooting is not the problem, man. You could just look at anyone who claims it's the problem, and they're the biggest idiot there is. Dude, just make rule changes, like let defenses be able to lock in more. It's so offense-centered, and then you're wondering, oh, why is this game so off-centered now? You made the rules, dude! You made them! Come on! Just allow hand-checking or something. Make it so defenders can put, like, 2 hands on someone for, like, I don't know, 3 seconds at least? Get rid of defensive 3 in the key. I don't know, do something to help benefit defenses. Because the problem is, they've been limiting defense too much because it was getting boring in like the 90s and 2000s. But now the offense is so much better now, they haven't adjusted the defense. Adam Silver, like, can we just vote him out? Can we impeach Adam Silver? He is bad at his job. Can we get someone that actually watches basketball and cares? Adam Silver, we need someone that would look into the Luka trade. Because everything that comes out about it makes it seem like the owners over there are trying to sabotage their own team. Are you kidding? This guy is tanking the... I know ratings don't matter. But come on, like, I don't care about ratings. Ratings, numbers, whatever. NFL fans that bring that up are like Drake fans that bring up stream numbers. It doesn't matter to me. I'm gonna watch what I want to watch. But come on, every single commissioner blows you out of the water, man. Everyone else is getting like good decisions, but not you. Can you show some backbone and tell these clowns to stop trashing your product, please? Because then that leads to more Twitter discourse. And then that leads to people like me getting headaches because, oh my god, there's people really this stupid. There's nothing wrong with NBA All-Star Weekend. It's mostly presentation. And the fact that this buffoon that's running the league doesn't know what he's doing. Just, you had some good ideas, like the draft, for, what do you call, for the NBA All-Star. It doesn't matter, because he got rid of it, but I don't know, just go back to the old format. Games were always like this, where, they're not really trying to the last quarter if it's close. The only problem is the last 2 years with the 3-point shot, it hasn't been very close because one team gets hot and then they're up 20. So then the other team has to score like 44 points before the other team gets scored 24. That's not fun. If you do want to make a change, you could just make it every shot is worth 2 points. Or if you want to keep this tournament style because it wasn't bad, stop with the goddamn breaks in between. I just want to see these guys hoop. Also make the target score higher so I can see my favorite players for longer. A score to 40, you could just run the starting 5 for both games and it won't matter. So make the target score like, if you're going to have 3 hours, make it like 50. No, not 50. That's still too low. Like 75 or 80. Just double it or something. So that we get to see every single player for more than a few minutes. Okay? But typically every year I think people are complaining just to complain. This is the one year where I'm like, yeah, that was pretty bad. Bad All-Star game. And hopefully it gets fixed with different people running the show. Thank you for watching, and leave a like and subscribe for more NBA videos.